And so the season is now underway for the Robert E. Lee Red Raiders. Game 2 coming up. It's going to be a good one on Friday night at Abe Martin Stadium in Lufkin. Two old rivals hooking up. It's an East Texas battle between the Red Raiders and the Lufkin Panthers. Coach Darrell Piske is with us. First game of the season this past Saturday night at Trinity Mother Frances Rose Stadium in the Trinity Mother Frances Kickoff Classic against Fossil Ridge. It was a 48-26 Fossil Ridge win. Coach, first of all, you got that first game under your belt. There was a lot of good and a lot that needs to be worked on in any game. First game, right?
That's right. A bunch needs to be worked on. And the good part is, when you play good folks, it really shows you what you need to be worked on. There's nothing hidden. And so we actually know everything. The kids know everything that needs to be improved, and improved in a hurry with Lufkin coming, going to Lufkin this week.
Let's talk about the good first. What did you see that you liked?
Well, I thought Zach's patience at quarterback. Early we were getting a lot of pressure, but then late he kind of got comfortable to where he could stand in, take a lick, and threw that deep ball to Barker, things that he didn't do last year. He made good decisions, didn't force the football. Defensively, the corners actually, they gave up a couple of plays, but they were in position. And if you saw the games last year, they weren't ever in position. I thought they played pretty good. Up until the mid to late fourth quarter, I thought we tackled pretty well and played pretty good defense. Just didn't tackle well in the fourth quarter and got sloppy, what we felt like. So if we can clean up the corners actually making plays on the footballs, not just it being in position, and the defense tackling well throughout the game. Offensively, we got to get our pass pro. We got to get that fixed. We did have some bright spots. Pass protection.
Pass protection.
Combining with the backs, the old line and the backs have to know who they have and go to the right guy. We kind of blew that early last week, and then like I say, I thought the outside receivers did a good job. The backs ran hard. The line, we had some spots on there that played pretty decent, but they've got to improve their physicalness. We weren't physical enough. But overall, like I say, Zach's decision making and the play of our receivers, I thought was pretty well. And Hawk is the kicker that on that first, we had a first time snapper and punter on that first one where we second one actually, where we dropped it and they got the ball down in there deep. But after that, they kind of relaxed, and Hawk actually kicked pretty good and sped his timing up, and so he's improved. So that was a good sign because he's pretty nervous being on that first one.
I would imagine. Now, Zach Hall, you're a junior quarterback, threw 3 touchdown passes, 2 to another junior. Well, they were all juniors. Jordan Devers caught 2, and Ajuan Barker caught 1 of them, all junior football players.
That's right. And inside, I thought Banks and Trevor did good with their possession, receiving on there. We've got to do a better job as coaches. We talked about when we're in a situation we were in the other night where we're kind of getting whooped up front early. We've made some adjustments to also get Tyreek Grayson and Mason Parker the football, because they're pretty good playmakers too. So we just got to be able to spread the field and take care of things when we're getting whooped up front. We're not going to get whooped up front all year. Coach Quinlan and Denson, they'll have that line going. We just had some new bodies in there and at the guard position. But once we get that going, they're going to be fine. But we've got to do a better job of using our imagination when we're getting our butt whooped up front to get it off the edge to some of those other guys. Because I thought really Barker and Devers and Johnson and the outside guys played really well.
Now Banks and Carr, both senior guys, both playing kind of that slot position, and both of them made, like you just said, made some plays for you too.
Yeah, made good plays for us, and really they've done a good job there, and that's kind of what we need at that spot. Our running backs, Tavon, he ran hard and did pretty well on the running game. Devontae Craver showed some signs of how good he's going to be. He's just, raw. He hadn't played football, I guess, since 7th grade.
Yeah, tell them the story about how you discovered Devontae Craver.
Well, he came here, I guess, I don't know, he's been here a little over a year, and I was up in the gym one day, and he was in drop PE, and I saw this kid playing basketball, and I was like, man, who's that?
Yeah.
And so we got him out here and went through spring, and just a good kid, works hard, really going to be pretty special when he's done. But yeah, he was up there in the gym, and took him a little bit to get him down here. And once we got him down there, he really likes it, and he shows up every day and gets after it. He's really going to get pretty good for this year's over.
That's a point you bring up. Just because you're not playing football right now, let's say you're a sophomore at Robert E. Lee and you happen to be watching this. Maybe you're not in the program right now. Now, it's too late for this season.
That's right.
But if you wanted to play, because you may have some pretty good football players walking the halls at that school.
Yeah, we always.
That you like. How do they do that? I mean, somebody wanted to play. What would be the procedure? And they're not playing now.
Well, number one, I've got really good PE teachers that look for that stuff.
Okay.
And they'll go, hey, this kid in my PE
Do
class,
they really?
Coach Williams,
Okay.
and
All right.
those guys do a good job for us. But we always make an announcement after the season's over that anyone not currently in football that wants to get in football, they've got to get in that semester so that they go through the strength and conditioning part and the spring ball part to be eligible to play the next year. And that gives a kid, sometimes a kid not play, scared as a freshman or whatever for some reason or another, and then want to come back. We give them that opportunity, but they have to complete that. And that way we know that everybody that's playing on a team sport has paid the same price. And it's worked out pretty good so far. And like I said, it always gives a kid an opportunity that's messed up once maybe and quit or whatever. And I just tell them, if it's a guy that was in previously that got out but now wants back in, he's under a lot closer watch than the guy that just moved into the district. So it's helped us in some areas.
But it's not like it's a closed fraternity that you can't join.
No, that's right. That's right. If you're willing to come out and do the work, pay the price the rest of the guys are, and I think most of the kids on our campus, some new kids may not know that, but most of the guys, even the ones that maybe we've removed, they'll come to us and say, Coach, I've got it straight now. I'm going to stay right in class or out on the streets or whatever. Then we usually give them an opportunity to prove that during the spring through their grades and attendance and their actions at practice and all that, and just give them another opportunity.
Yeah, I was going to say, after all, you're still in the kid business, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so just put that out there. All right, biggest area you need to improve on?
Really, O-line, being physical, and then tackling late in the game on defense. We fit pretty good at most times, but really our tackling got sloppy at the end. And then special teams. Get those young guys that we have on there. They should see a lot of improvement this week. We've worked them hard. Evidently, I didn't work them hard enough because there was some sloppiness in those on Saturday night. And that's what you worry about that first ball game is your special teams letting you down. I thought it was big, when we roughed the kicker right there before half, would have gone in 14-12, but we roughed him, gave another shot, he knocked it through. So just little things like that, dropping an opening kickoff, and don't get a good return, pin your offense deep. The onside kick, really, that was pretty frustrating because they've worked the onside kick to where somebody's got to blow the guy up and not just watch him catch it and take off running down to the goal line.
Right.
So little things like that.
There was a play that I thought was, in this particular game, that was a killer. You've got 4th and inches, you're down 2, and you've got all the momentum in the world, and you're about at midfield. Was it 4th and maybe 6 inches?
Well, 4th and about an inch and a half.
Inch and a half, really. And you didn't make it. Can you talk a little bit about that sequence there?
Well, not without complaining about the spot, but no, that was our
So
mind.
you think you made the first down?
Well, the guy on our sidelines, he already had us the first down on 3rd down.
Okay, all right.
But then the guy on the other sidelines had us marked short, and so during the argument,
Why did your guy win out on your sideline?
Well, Russell and I talked about that. He did a great job. Those guys doing the best they can. But that's what I was telling Russell in between plays. Now we run the quarterback blast. We got a pretty good push. He had us a pretty good.
I thought you'd made the first down. I did.
And that's what I'm still grappling. I'm saying, hey, McElroy's killing us over there with his spot. He goes, you got a first down? I went, okay, hey, it's first down. Now look, and then they're measuring it, and we're short again.
Yeah.
And so that really was a big time in the game.
Right.
And those guys, they have good angles or the best angles they can have. But typically when you get that good a push, the home team gets that first down.
I thought you did. I thought you had the first down.
I know if we're in Lufkin and we have that same play, they're going to get the first down.
Right, yeah.
And when you accept it as a coach on the road.
Right.
That, hey, that's just part of it. They got a good push. It's not like we hit them in the backfield.
Right.
They're going to give them a first down on the that's why I don't like that shotgun all the time. But anyway.
Okay. But it was a key play in the game.
It was a big play, because then they go down and score, I think, right after that to extend their lead. But like I say, we got to get a better push, and we got to clearly get the first down. And there's no question.
All right. Again, the game wound up 48-26 in favor of the Fossil Ridge Panthers. And speaking of Panthers, it's on the road at Lufkin against another team of Panthers that are pretty good this week. But we'll get to that in a moment. Let's take a look at some of the video, if we can, from the Saturday night game. Not a Friday night game, but Saturday night. This is good, clear stuff here. As you're in the red, you're on defense here.
Yeah, we're on defense right here. It's going to be the outside linebacker closing in.
How's Teddy Matlock, by the way?
Teddy, he's
got
good.
hurt.
He's good. He just, you know, he's got to learn to trust that knee a little bit. That's Gray Calhoun actually coming in there. He played a great game, had a couple of strips, was actually a defensive MVP.
Yeah, had a great game. How many tackles did Gray wind up with in the ball
Oh,
game?
I'd
Do you
have to
remember?
look at the stats. They email them to me.
But he did have 2 fumble recoveries. Or
Yes.
had 2 strips.
Yeah, he had 2 strips. That's Campbell Miller coming in at linebacker. He played pretty good. He's going to be pretty good.
Sophomore,
before he's
middle
done.
linebacker,
He's sophomore, does
yeah.
a great job.
Absolutely.
He'll read his keys and he'll get there. If he'll continue to work, you know, at getting more athletic, he's reads his keys good. He's very physical. He just got to through the off season improve his athleticism. Then he'll get better and better.
Now you're in the 3-4
That's
here.
That's Teddy and I believe Derman. No, that's Campbell Miller actually making the play and Teddy folding back underneath along with Samples. And they did pretty good early, you know. Like I say, we had them on the field a lot. Our offense got to do better with their possessions. We can't punt 10 times in a football game and expect to win it because your defense is going to get wore smooth out. Thought we did a good job of stretching. That's Calhoun again. But if you look, he turns him in like he's supposed to, but you got guys coming inside out. Their angles were pretty good.
They're a throwing team, but they did run it some.
Yeah, they do. Their
game.
backs were pretty good. And I mean, really, that's another view of that other play. But they did run the football pretty good, especially the second half. They did a pretty good job running. But really, some of that was us getting sloppy with our tackling.
More defense.
Yeah, they probably got them broken up, defense and offense. That's Derman actually making his read, getting in his pass drop, getting in that throwing lane. Brandon played a pretty good football game. He's got to fit a little tighter on some of his fits, but overall he's, you know, played a lot better.
Well, had that near pick there.
Yeah, that's right.
Tipped it and almost had the interception.
Yep, does a good job reading his key, taking a proper drop, getting in the throwing lane.
And they were coming after the secondary, weren't they?
Yes, I mean, and after last year, I don't blame them, but we've made a lot of improvements there. We do a good job here, you know, because here you throw that quick stuff, and our guys are breaking on it hard, trying to be physical, and then later they throw a pump off of it, and we're in great position on the pump. So the secondary, like I say, there's a lot of improvement. I know sometimes when you're playing really good people, you don't think you're improved when you still get your tail beat, but that's a secondary guy there coming up, Derman, and one of the safeties coming up making a good stop right here.
I think they wound up actually scoring on this series, but you also had a good
Once
goal
they got
line
down
stand
there,
later
right.
in the game.
That's
too.
when Gray
Stripped the ball,
stripped
yeah.
the ball. This is Zach throwing to Banks, I believe. Yeah, you know, that's what Banks and Carr did that pretty good all night. Catching that little over the middle type stuff on the seam routes. Another view. You know, here our protection was good. Early it wasn't good. If we can protect like that, we're going to be able to run the football. That's going to make us a whole lot better.
Old Banks has played running back, linebacker, now wide receiver for you, hasn't he?
Yeah, and really out there at that inside receiver, he's pretty much a running back. Now this turns out to be a good play. Jordan makes, he made a tremendous catch right here. They called pass interference, but he makes the catch. Really, Devers was the offensive MVP. He had a great game. But really, we've worked on that hard yesterday.
Here's another look at that play. I mean,
But we're letting them stretch us out there. We're not setting an edge, and so our sprint out blocking wasn't that good. We're going to work the snot out of it this week. I know we did yesterday.
But Jordan Devers made a heck of a play. That's
He
your
did.
first score of the night, by the
That's
way.
right.
Missed the extra point though. It was blocked.
Well, Hawk, you know, first time he kind of sat there till the guy got it on the tee and served him dinner, and then he decided to go kick it. He sped up after that, and his timing got a lot better.
All right. Running
That's
the ball.
Campbell Miller again. You know, sophomore linebackers. The speed of the game didn't get him too bad like we thought it would. He actually is going to be pretty good if he'll
He's
keep
big,
working.
strong, and fast.
Yes.
He's got all the tools
Yeah.
to be pretty darn good, doesn't
Yeah.
he?
It's same play, another angle. Saw a lot of red jerseys flying to the football all night. We were happy with that. One thing we have to adjust, our kids didn't do a good job of, well, I say the kids didn't, we didn't make it clear to them. That's Cameron Price. Cameron had a great football game, except for the one time he lost his kid on the fade route. He was in position and then lost contact with him and let him catch it underneath him. But Cameron's drastically improved from last year, but our defense wasn't getting lined up, and that's our fault for not communicating well. On quit the flipping stuff when they get in a bind like that and they're doing the hurry up stuff on us. I think it was third quarter they started that and kind of put us in the bind.
You had 3 turnovers, forced 3,
Yeah,
2 fumble recoveries,
right.
and that interception.
Yeah.
It's positive. All right. Now this is going
We're back on offense.
to put you in pretty good shape here.
It's Zach throwing to Ajuan. Oh, Devers
again.
I'm sorry. And, Zach puts it right where it is. They're press coverages. So got the fade route called. This makes a good play. Receivers are getting better working on press coverage, getting off the football. Because a lot of times last year we were so much outmanned on the outside, everybody just get in our face and beat the snot out of us and play the rest of them on the run. So we've been working hard about getting guys that, the first 2, Derman and whoever that first guy flashed through there, that was Colt Casey, I think.
Okay.
Didn't come to balance, but you look, but your teammates are hustling, and so they're able to make a play. If Colt Casey comes to balance right there, he makes a play. He did the same thing in the scrimmage, so we'll have to stay on him about that.
Good pursuit, though. Now, by the way, you're down 14-12 here. You tried to go for 2 and didn't make that, so you're down by 2.
Yeah.
And so now here they're on offense.
That's good pressure off the edge by Samples and Ross.
Good
and there's
coverage.
Cameron Price again, actually making a play on the football. I mean, the kid had leverage on him, and Cameron went up and made a play. We've got to get better and better at that. Because this is 2014. People are going to be open. You got to make plays on balls and tackle well.
And again, this particular team, now, of course, they graduated their share of seniors, but they went 3 deep in the playoffs
Well,
last
when
year.
some people don't realize, when you go 3 weeks into the playoffs, and actually they blew a 31-point lead against Denton Guyer, they would have went a little further than that. But when you're in there, all your sub-varsity, you got your young kids, they're still practicing every day, so you get 3 extra weeks in the fall over your opponents. The guys that win championships, they get 6 weeks of extra practice with their younger kids. That makes a big difference, when it comes into the next camp.
It's like a second spring football.
That's right.
Almost,
I mean, really, you get 2 spring footballs if you make a little run in the playoffs. That's Derman made a great play. He's got the speed to do that. He's actually gotten more physical this year. We harassed him last year about not being very physical up inside, because he has this. This is what he can do well. Well, he's actually starting to get physical up inside there, so he's going to be that senior leader at linebacker that we're looking for.
Now they're up here to 24-12 maybe by this point? Yeah.
This is Banks right here, but you look, and Tavon's not carrying the ball, but he's doing a great job blocking on the edge. Look downfield, Devers is blocking. So that's the attitude. Really, we're very pleased with our attitude of a team concept, and blocking for my guy. Here comes your starting tailback out here blocking off the edge. Your starting receiver down there trying to get after it downfield. So those 5-yard gains turn into 30-yard gains when that happens.
Yep, makes all the difference in the world, doesn't it? You got a drive going here. Now they're
back on 0.
Okay, they're back on 0. So that particular drive didn't result in any points, but you did get one later, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Got a couple more touchdowns now. Here's stacking it up inside.
D-line played pretty good. Our pad level was too high on both sides of the football, and I think they figured it out after getting their tail hammered yesterday. Wide angle, same play.
They're in the, what do you call that formation? Just a diamond look here?
Well, we call it bone. Out of the gun. That's what we call our formation. Now here's a play to where they just had a big play. Here comes Calhoun. Defense has been working on, even against us in practice, we have a big play in pass hole or scrimmaging against one zone, good on good, they're working on those guys. Continue to pursue and strip. You turn a big play for them into a big play for us just
Right.
by effort and hustle. And that's Calhoun doing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Strip
his
the
second
ball.
strip. That's right.
You
We
got it. And this leads to points, does it not?
Yeah, I think we go down and score right here.
And if this is the touchdown play, and I'm not sure it is, but
Zach hangs in there.
watch
takes the
this.
lick.
There it is. See, he took a hard
That's right.
lick and completes the touchdown.
Where last year he would have bailed right there
Right.
and took off running instead of sitting in there. At quarterback, you're going to get hit some.
I think we're going to see it again, right?
Yeah.
He takes a hard shot here
Yeah.
and throws the ball, bang.
Yep.
Okay, he's on the ground, but
Perfect pass.
happily the
Yeah,
pass
that's
is
right.
perfect, right?
And blue protection there, and that's one thing we got to really, really focus on is getting our pass protection. It actually wasn't back there. It was one of our double readers. This again, more defense up the middle. Like I say, outside them being on the field, other than them, those guys being on the field for most of the football game and late in the fourth quarter, tackling very sloppy, the defense played pretty well. I think that's Ross or Samples up here at this defensive end and Derman.
Good.
They flatten out. Here comes pursuit. Outside backer squeezing in. You know, they've gotten so much better at the right angles. Here's the strip, I believe, by Calhoun. Nope.
Yeah, it's goal to go. One of these plays is coming up here pretty quick where Ray Calhoun will get a strip. You guys will keep him out of the end zone
Yeah.
completely down
Yeah.
here. This may be the play.
Yeah, I think it might be. They had procedure on them, backed them up. I think it happened right after that. Yep, right here. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should watch that before we play it.
Well, but you know, I'm like you though. I'm thinking it's
It
coming
happened
up
right
here
in
on
here
the,
somewhere. I think
I'm
it's
thinking
this-
it's in this series of plays here where they're banging away. Okay, they're down close. Blah blah blah. They're at the 2-yard line, and there's a play here that
Yeah, and
you know is could come in handy at a later date if you can keep duplicating stuff like that. Here we go.
Yeah,
this
that's
has
it
got to
right
be the
here.
play here. Ball's
Yep,
out,
That's it.
and it's yours. There
Ray
you go.
Calhoun. I think Schenkel. Let's see. Gaines recovered that actually.
Okay.
Udo got the other one and Calhoun stripped it.
Roderick Gaines, another senior who's
Yep.
moved around and played
Yep.
well for you.
And that's one thing, like I say, they've done a great job with their attitude of not going where I want to play, but going where we fit to help us win football games.
So again,
27-19.
yeah,
right
it's
now.
still a ball game at this
Yeah.
point.
You know, you like to see the pile go their way. At times we didn't bring our feet, so the pile actually moved another 2 or 3 yards after contact. We got to get that pile going backwards. This is Banks. This was a big play here. If you look at our lead back, he took a bad angle. Instead of hitting his outside thigh, he hits his inside thigh. Well, he ends up holding.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a holding that wiped that play out, right?
Yeah.
I think I remember this play.
Yeah. You know, which was big. That got us out of their deal. And, of course, you know, getting tackled 5 yards over out of bounds wiped their coach out.
You mean the head coach got run over?
Well, I don't know which
One of
coach
their
it was,
guys,
but one of
yeah.
their guys got taken out pretty
Yeah.
good. But that's a big play. You know, we get some breathing room where we can open up the offense and run it, but we have a penalty. Just, you know, little things. That was, you know, a new guy taking the wrong path, not going at the right thigh, causes a holding penalty.
Stacked up again.
Yeah, and the pile's going backwards. That's what you like. Means their guys are bringing their feet when they make contact.
Watch it again. While we're talking about that, as we kind of start to wind down the show, let's keep the video running. But tell me a little bit about Lufkin while we're doing that as well.
Well, number 2, Kiki, I believe.
Kiki Kuti.
Yes.
Wide receiver.
Kiki's fast and good. You know, but up front, that's the biggest. Their O-line, you know, they were huge last year, but they do a great job. The quarterback's making good decisions. They got speed everywhere. Same thing on the defensive side of the ball. They're huge. They're very physical, and they've got speed to go with it. And they do. You know, Coach Quick's done a great job. They're disciplined. They're going to be where they're supposed to be and doing what they're supposed to do, and it's going to be a great challenge.
Here's Trevor Carr. I interviewed Trevor earlier this week, and I kidded him. I said, "You think you were going to score?" He said, "Yeah."
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Almost.
Yeah, but no, that's a good play by
is.
Zach and Trevor.
Heck of an athlete, too.
You know, it's a check down.
He's a former quarterback,
Yeah,
Trevor is.
That's right. It's a check down, and Trevor's out there where we're supposed to be, and Zach finds him, and then Trevor makes a play, and you got the kids blocking downfield right there. It's probably Ajuan or one of those guys. Maybe Tyreek Grayson, but they're blocking downfield. Makes a big difference.
That's good stuff. So anyway, the game ended with Fossil Ridge winning, and now it's on to Lufkin this week. And again, Lufkin demolished Longview Friday night, didn't they?
Yeah, but that's, I mean, like we've talked to the kids. I mean, if they can keep their minds right, you know, you're playing really good folks. I think I was looking this weekend, Fossil Ridge was rated 18 in 6A, and then Lufkin and John Tyler in the top 6 in 5A. So if you can keep your mind right and continue to improve, this prepares you for district. You know, last year we started off like a house on fire and then went, you know, had one win in district. So, you know, all we're concerned with is we want to win football games, but when we get to district, we want to be a playoff caliber football team, and that's what we're working towards. And that's going to be the key for the kids. They've got to continue to keep their heads up and work hard every day, which I was proud of their effort on Labor Day, you know, up there on Monday practicing, and today early this morning. And, you know, because the negative is going to come. You know, you lose a couple in a row, then everybody's an idiot and they're not any good. And they've got to stick together like family and keep believing in themselves, because we know where we are.
Injury-wise, I know Teddy Matlock got banged up, but he's back.
He's fine. He practiced yesterday.
Good. Okay.
And,
any other injuries of note?
Actually, Cameron Hudson Hill will be back this week. He was out last week.
Really?
You know, for
good.
that
Good
shoulder.
for him. Okay.
He practiced yesterday.
He's one of your safeties.
He's one of the safeties. Cameron Price, you know, got a little banged up Friday night, but he's fine. He practiced yesterday. So really, I think we're pretty good right there right now for where we, you know, expect to be with some contact over the last 3 or 4 weeks.
What do you expect in Lufkin on Friday night?
Well, I expect a fun atmosphere. You know, it's going to be a big crowd, and they're going to come out and they're going to try to pay us back for beating them last year. And I expect our kids to rise up and really see a lot of improvement. All the areas we were weak in last week that we struggled, I think the kids are going to rise to the challenge and bust their tail and get it fixed. And we're just going to be a better football team we were the week before.
What an opportunity this is, though, for you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, boy, if things go great, what an opportunity.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's Appalachian State. You know, nobody thought they'd beat Michigan over there in Michigan, but they did. So, you know, it's fun when you pull those things off.
All right, Coach, good luck, all right?
Yes, sir.
Now, again, the Red Raiders are on the road on Friday night. That game is a 7:30 start time at Abe Martin Stadium. Robert E. Lee has been there many times. Two great rivals. Lufkin has dropped down a classification. They're 5A now in that same district with John Tyler, but they still have great tradition, and it is a fun rivalry. And the Red Raiders will be there Friday night. Again, the game kicks off at 7:30. And Coach Piske and the Red Raiders deserve and need your support. So we'll look forward to seeing you at Lufkin on Friday night. For Coach Piske and the Red Raiders, I'm Bill Coates. Thanks for joining us.